Hey guys, hey Peter, hey Stuart, Dan, hello, David Ian Sykes, g'day, Bill Baggins, g'day, Paul Shouse, g'day. I don't know if it's promising, this bit of stuff that we could look at tonight, which is kind of cool. We'll see. How is everyone? Seems to be all going. We've got no light over here. Whoa, that's got to be better. David Bellani, g'day. David Bellani? Berlani. Berlini. David, g'day. Mark Osborne, hello. Dan, just while we're here, first, there's a boring head. I can't remember what I said second. Sorry. Boring head to do some brakes. There's a indicator and an indicator holder for the middle. We'll get that sorted. There's a couple of handles for a box. That's all they are. They might be all right. See, we'll find a box somewhere to put them on anyway. So that's that sorted. Haven't done anything with them yet. Was thinking I was going to have them finished for this weekend. Nah, I hope. Only home 2 nights, so that's all the bits. What else is happening? Nothing's happened to that engine. It's sitting there in the corner. Apologies to anyone who thought there were going to be progress on that this week. There's not. Kevin, g'day. As above, there's no progress on this. But we've got some things happening. This is something that we could have a look at because I'm kind of a bit sort of impressed about this. Canberra Dog Parts, g'day. Tea and Biscuits, hello. Right, we've got some new belting material, right? Got it through work. It's I kind of really like this. It's called Biothane. It's made in America. It's sold by the foot. Like it's imperial sizes. It's 1 inch by 8, I think, something like that. Inch by 8. Which is quite a lot lighter than the leather that I would use as a belt. This is conveyor or what do you call it? This is what I had. It's a rubber compounded canvas. It's not a bad sort of a belt. It's a bit sharp on the corners and it does tend to fray and it gets a bit greasy. So this belt come off, it's pretty ordinary, to be honest. But this is nice and grippy. You can get it pretty tight. It doesn't seem to stretch. It's done a bit of work. Seems to travel really nice. It's a nice round edge so it doesn't fray or get caught on stuff. Now, with this going, I can physically grab this chuck and install this top shaft, which I could never do before because that belt would slip every time. So I think the power transfer on this is a whole lot better. Anyone's interested. I'm just rambling on about flat belts, whether anyone's interested or not. But the power transfer on this, I think, is a lot better than anything else I've ever seen or done or tried. It's nice and easy to keep clean. Like you can wipe it down and it doesn't it's not absorbent. And it takes alligator class joiners really, really nicely. This is pretty good. It's a bit close here by the edge, but I don't think it's ever going to come out, to be honest. Looks all right. The catgut in and catgut wire in it. I'm kind of a bit impressed about that. So that's the new thing. I don't think that this will glaze up. I really don't. I can't see it happening. It's not absorbent. It might get a bit dirty, but not like this, which this gets pretty bad. And when it gets dirty, it gets chips stuck in it, and then it's just slippery. And you can give it a wipe down with a bit of petrol or a bit of diesel or something, but it's not really the answer, to be honest. Not a big fan of that. I've been using it for 10 years, but only until something better come along. So, really like this. I don't think you're going to have a problem with this. I'd like to get some more and replace this one. So this one's starting to stray and sort of fray up too. And put another one beside it for the reversal. So, there we go. That's something that's quite a lot of interest to me, actually. I think this is pretty good. I really do like this product, and we'll see how it goes. It's also fairly cheap. Crumb chicken wings. To my mind, yeah, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. At this point, I'm really pleased with this belt. So we'll see how that goes. That's what we've done. Now, spent the weekend away. The crumb chicken wings were pretty decent, apparently. If anyone's following the conversation. Spent this last weekend away putting the roller back together with varied results. The blowdown valve's gone on. It's really, really awesome. The simpling valve, or the starting valve, has said, look, it's not quite right. Some of that's my fault. Some of it's just that it's not quite right. And some of it's going to be a little bit different to what the actual drawing was. But I think it's adjustable, and I think we can get most of it back to where it was. So that's a job for Friday, is to get down there and do it again. So I'm heading back down tomorrow night, which is Thursday night, to Grafton. And we'll do some work with that and get it sorted, get it running properly the way we think it should be run. At least opening a bit more savage. And apart from that, we've had it in steam, we've run it around, we've been adjusting up packing, all that sort of stuff. I think it'll be all right. Am I studying the actual material of the belt? Yes, that is bioethane, which is it's TPU, I believe, TPU rubber on a canvas, or on a cloth of some sort. Anyway, kind of liking that. So that's something new that we're trying out. If anyone was really interested, but I'm always interested in flat belt, and this one I'm kind of liking. It's actually used for dog and horse harness, um, animal harness. It's kind of good, actually. It has to be wipe free and not absorbent and waterproof and all that sort of stuff. UV proof, excellent else. Now we need some 4-inch wide or 5-inch wide. That's exactly right. 5 inches by 3/16 or something would be really nice. But we want about 9 meters of it or something. So it's also going to be very expensive. We probably won't do that. We'll see. So that's one of the cool things. This I'm pleased with. This probably had synthetic belts on it, more likely leather originally. I would say these are all crown pulleys, so I'm guessing leather. And I've used for quite some time a canvas conveyor belt sort of thing, which I kind of like. But it's not anywhere near as good as this, and it doesn't last forever. So we'll see how this goes. If I can get 4 or 5 years out of this, or even a couple of years out of this, without it stretching too much or having to be shortened too many times or breaking or fraying or whatever, I'd be pretty happy. But yeah, it's biothane, which is TPU on a fabric. It's got a nice bit of grain in it, like a nice texture to it. It's not smooth. See that? It's got almost a leather style texture, which is really, really, really grippy. Anyway, so that's what's been happening. This last weekend was pretty crazy busy. I think Dan and I both knocked ourselves up doing not very much in the sun. If you notice, I'm pretty sunburnt, pretty brown. It's my spider bite anyway, if anyone was interested. Pink spots. Pretty sunburnt, fair bit of sun exposure. Got pretty dirty, and I think we got there. The big exciting thing that's happening on Friday is that I believe that the concrete and guys coming to box up the slab for the new shed. That's pretty exciting. Saturday, of course, we've got a road run down to the pub and around about a bit, and then back, I guess, at some point, whether that's Saturday or Sunday or whatever happens. And then Monday, I'm down there. I think we're going to do some motorbike repairs and things. At this point, it's healed up okay. I really don't know what's under the surface, and I don't know what it would take to make it rear itself up again, or whether it's ever going to. It doesn't seem to be a whole lot. I sort of worry about it a bit, because there's something in there still. But anyway, it'll come back. Anyway, now, yesterday, which was my last day off for the weekend, I haven't been working enough for the last little while, but we've got a few holiday days, so we're sort of taking them. Yesterday I went up to Ipswich. I called in at the Railway Workshops Museum for a bit in the afternoon. It's where those pictures come from for UTM biscuits, if you're interested. 624 Dudley, g'day. So that was one of the things. Picked up another saw bench. If we're going to go there, I'm not sure I'm directly responsible for this one in any way. I just went and picked it up. Let's go out to the car and have a bit of a look at it. We'll just... So Van's out here, poor thing, could do with a wash again, all that sort of stuff. The spider's not in earshot, and yes, I am an enabler. If you haven't learnt that about me by now, you're probably never going to. This is our street, as you can see. Let's see what we got here. Lights. Didn't torch. I meant to bring a torch. I didn't bring a torch. Why didn't I bring a torch? Is there still a torch in the front of the car? Probably is. Let's get a torch because you can't see anything there, guys. I apologise for that. Give me a second. There is a torch in the front of the car. That's excellent. Oh, we've even got light. Look at that. Got me out here because I'm on. Yeah, someone should have backed the van in. No one thought of that. We've got to load it up in the morning too. So the van in. No one thought of that. We've got to load it up in the morning too. So anyway. Sorry. Angle on and flat belt drive. There's a belt there. Awesome. Let's come from the other side. Okay, we should have Wi-Fi on this side of the van. Hey Frank. Anyway, we've got angle line frame and we've got a wooden top, which is the highest quality timber on it with coach bolts and stuff. And a proper, like, might have like fence to go on it, and a slot through the middle down there, I think probably for the saw. There's a couple of tin covers that were over the top of it. There's a stack of timber there to make a new top or to replace the timber on the top. This is just on 4 little wheels or 6 little wheels there that ride along the side of the angle line. Bearings apparently have been done up. There's a hub on this end, proper saw bench spindle with proper bearings. Yeah, there's some. Actually, the wheels on it aren't terrible. I think it's not a bad bench, probably. There's a blade down there somewhere too. We picked the centre bench up and slid that in underneath it so it didn't sort of get too damaged or anything. It looks like it's probably a half decent design thing. Is the brass bearings? Good question. They've got wicks in them, so I'm guessing that they probably are. I would think so. Yeah. I reckon they're brass. Anyway, There's a spanner for it and a few fittings. There's a piece of angle that bolts along one side there to stop the table falling off the end, because I guess when you set it up on a bit of an incline so that the table returns okay, and you've got to push it uphill just a little bit. And down the bottom end there's if you can see, there's holes there, one there I think, and there's a piece of angle iron bolts across there somewhere to stop the table coming off the end. I'm sure there absolutely is. As far as coefficients of friction, I'm sure there is. Anyway, it's got this nice tin cover, which may or may not fit over the top. I don't know whether it does or not. Probably does when the table's on it. It looks like it's actually sort of a made thing for something. I don't know what. It's got two sleepers on there. You hold it onto two fairly big lumps like that. They're about rotten. So might need them to something. Maybe make it a little bit higher. So anyway, there you go. That's what Dan spends his money on when his wife isn't watching. He'll go worry about the boy. Anyway, I think it's probably not a bad thing. I reckon it's all right. Dropped off the cans and bottles from. We've all got to think about friction. Dropped off the cans and bottles at the recycler. We're sort of collecting these, and anyone who does the 10-cent recycle thing and can't think of a cause to actually donate their bottles to, I've got a PayPal email address that you're very welcome to message me or Fridge or Dan and find out, and it goes towards doing cool things with food and stuff. So if anyone's got bottles that they're sort of cashing in and really think it's not worth it for the extra $5 or $6 a month or whatever they're getting out of it, you should totally, if you haven't got a cause already, take ours on, because yeah. There's my paint box there, toolbox with spanners, some grinding wheels, a pair of gloves, battery drill, fridge over there in the corner, ratchet straps and bag trolley. That's kind of where we're at. Somewhere in here, without getting all this muddy before sort of I go to bed tonight, I've got to organise this so that I can actually get a mattress on top of it or around it, so that it travels all the way down there without getting grease and oil all over it. That doesn't look like a fun thing, but we're going to have a go at it in the next little while, because I'd rather sleep on a mattress and work hard for a couple of days than I would to hey Trappy, I'd rather sleep on a mattress in the back here than I would on a sofa, because we're going to be working pretty hard for a couple of days. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you that. It's not all that exciting. We've only taken up half our live stream, but there you go. That's the saw bench. It's only like a crosscut saw bench. I'm not getting myself into anything. I don't have any part in it. I'm not going to take any responsibility. But someone here bought a saw bench, which is probably not a bad little thing, just a crosscut bench for firewood and stuff at this point. When we start machining timber, it might be useful for other things. We're probably going to cut out here for a minute. Anyway, I think we're back, aren't we? Are we back? I think so. Let's lock the van. Joe's up. He was just there, and I very kindly moved the camera over this way as I walked past, because that's doing everyone a favour, including Joe. So that's where we're at. We're back here now. He's shy. Anyway. Bit sleepy. I was up pretty early this morning because I'm working on 2 time zones this next couple of weeks, or this week and last week, so we're struggling a bit with that. We've been down in New South Wales and up before dawn, really, and in bed pretty early. We need to zoom out. Oh, righto. How's that? Is that better? Sorry, guys. So, yeah, nearly arrived before I left. Not quite. So they're all things that I've got to remember to take. I've got to pack some clothes and things, I guess. I'm probably going to be out of here, or out of work, I think, or off work, or away from work by about 2 or 3 o'clock. It'd be really nice tomorrow. And if I can do that, then I can probably be at Dan's by tea time. We'll see how we go. We need health icons, and I think they're getting a bit low, actually, to be honest, between the couple of us. It's starting to look like yours, Chirpy. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Take a shot every time I yawn. Yeah, I'm a bit sleepy. Bit sleepy. It's going to happen. If you've got something to take shots with you, well, good on you. I absolutely agree with that. Next couple of things on the roller. We need to make a hard towing and pushing bar for moving it around the yard when it's not in steam. Hey, thanks. That's really nice. Cones, but they're different. The cone of cleanliness. There's no cone of cleanliness today. We were in the middle of packing up to go away for the weekend. When we get back, there might be. I think we've got to get in and we've got to make some progress on this. Got to have a good clean up. We've got to finish these little pieces here. They're cones. Oh, well done, camera. That's awesome. But honestly, don't really mean that. We cashed about $6 or $8 a week, but I'll put that towards the cause. No, it's not quite that much. It's not. I think that actually that's much appreciated. But honestly, it's going to be a big weekend. I'll try and get some video. I don't know. We'll try and get some footage. We've got a bit of a support crew, and they can pass the camera around a bit too. Of that bit, probably not as much as you think. I don't think it's a crazy amount. I'm not sure. It doesn't happen to me very often. So yeah, that's going to be the. There should be a video this weekend of some actual roller action. Anyone who wants to, look, we're going to itinerate this again. That's not the right word, but anyway, we'll go there. Anyone who wants to come up to northern New South Wales for the weekend and drive a steamroller, you're more than welcome. This weekend, you've only got a couple of days to get there, but if you're in the area and you want to catch up with some steam people and polish some brass and all that sort of stuff, hit us up. Aussie Rob, good day. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you. Yeah, if you that's what we're going to do, and if anyone's keen. But before then, I've got to get some sleep because it's a 3-hour drive down there, and then a couple of nights in the van, and then a pretty good run. I think we I don't know. I think it's about 16, 18 kilometres or something. It'd be awesome to set up a basic stream. We could do it. We need Telstra, and I don't have Telstra on my Wi-Fi, so we're still working towards that. I'd very much like to have something where we can do it live. But there's no Vodafone there. Got to get back up the foundry at some point and finish these bits. I've got to get in a machine these and get them down to him. There's a huge list. So anyway, the things that need to be done to the roller. I was going to say that. First one is 10 k's to cruise crossing, and then 16 kilometres. We'll probably do 40 k's or so on the weekend. Him being he's great, but only as far as the front door, obviously. Yeah, the jobs on the roller, I was going to say, the jobs on the roller when we get back and when we get sort of sorted out are a bush pull bar for the front and the back, something to move the roller around with. Yeah, so do I, but it doesn't work down there. Probably a bit of 50mm square tube or something with an eyelet on each end. We're still working on how that's going to work. The other thing is I've got some reproduction lamps for the roller. I guess some people have actually seen these. I've got side lamps and a back lamp. And they're kerosene, which is average, to be honest. So yeah, Joe's going out. So we really want to set up some 14, 15 volt, something like that, 12 volt, whatever, however it works, lithium ion batteries and proper cob lamps with reflectors, so that we actually get some light out of them. So that's another job for when we get back. Clean up some lanterns and get them all going. Make a bit of a production run of actual electric lights to go in lanterns. Do we use water treatment on the roller? Dan Biscuits wants to know. You should hit Dan up. He's pretty knowledgeable on this. Dan Biscuits, if you happen to buy an engine at some point. I haven't passed that information on to anyone, so I'm not sure whether you're actually going to do that or not. But Dan's pretty knowledgeable about that stuff, and there are other people as well. So yeah, we use tannin. There you go. He's already said that. It's not really the be all and end all. If you've got bad water, blowdown's probably a much more conclusive and much more effective way of treating it. I don't know anything, but frequent blowdown will get you a lot further with bad water, I think, probably than boiler treatment will. As such, if you've got foam, especially in a smaller boiler, you're going to end up with priming. There's a video of a fowler running through the main street of Brisbane, or one of the big streets in northern Brisbane. Posted to the internet this week, and the comment was why the drain cock's open when it's on the road. But the reason is usually water, I think. That's most of the reason why the drain cocks are open. If you're priming and you've got foam, then there's no airspace in the boiler and you haven't got any steam. And if you haven't got any steam, you can't really get anywhere. So probably could, I don't know. We'd have to try that. I don't know how beer boils. Anyway, it looks like beer. So anyway, if anyone's got any other complicated steam engine questions, I'm down. Absolutely. A beer quench knife might be a big seller. Yeah, visual effect is probably a good enough reason to open valve drain cocks as well, but there's no great law that says they're going to be shut, to be honest. I've never seen a law that says they need to be shut. You can add all sorts of things in your boiler to sort of stop all sorts of things. It depends on the water a bit, but you'll find you'll get calcium build up and line scale build up, that sort of stuff with bad water eventually if you don't blow down enough. I don't think it makes a lot of difference, to be honest. The little bit of steam that's getting out 238 pipes compared to the bit of steam that's getting out of the 3-inch pipe up the chimney is completely different. It might on a model, but on a big engine, I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference, to be honest. It's still the expansion of the steam that does the work. Sponsorship from CLR might be the answer. we're pretty lucky. Dan's got lots of tank water, and I really appreciate that. Like, can't thank him enough for his generosity with things like that. But the town water will be a bit of a challenge in a few spots, but we'll get through it. We can do that. We've driven on it before, not successfully, but we might this time. You never know. Anyway, so that's hey Chris. Dan does need some bigger water tanks and more spout. That's what we need. So they're all sort of things. In other big news, the Great Dorset Steam Fair's up for sale. If you've got to spare $15-20 million to hold an event in the UK every year, well, that's probably something that's worth investing in if you like a lot of heartache and never actually getting ahead. That's a terrible way to put it, but it's probably about as political as I get to. But the Great Dorset's not run this last year or the year before, I don't think. And I can sort of, from my point of view, I can see why. And I think anyone who's ever had anything to do with anyone who's ever organised even the tiniest little event will be able to see exactly why Great Dorset Steam Fair has become too much for the group of people putting it on. Appearance fees seem to be expected in the UK if you take your engine along to an event. And while that's okay, no one's actually travelling any distance. But it still adds up. And operating costs and things like that, I know that I would not be able to afford to take my roller to too many events if no one was sort of at least putting up some transport. So to my mind, it's a full-time job for the whole year to put on a week event or an event for a week. And yes, it's an awesome event, but if I was running it and organising it and in charge of it or on a committee or trying to run it at a profit, I'd be tearing my hair out, I think, because I'm not sure that's possible. Bill, yeah, there's ships rotting away in every river in Australia, and it's a bit of a problem. We've got the Forceful, which has been cut up, to be honest, which is a 1903, 1910 steam tug, 1910, I think. Fair lump of a steam tug. There was two of them. There's Fearless and Forceful. Were on the Brisbane River. It's anyway. One of them's been cut up in this last 3 or 4 months because no one can afford to subsidise it anywhere, and nobody's very interested in from a government point of view. So too late. If you've got a local rally, here we go, let's get on the high horse and preach a bit. If you've got a local rally, a steam rally, and you've got a spare weekend, even if you haven't got a spare weekend, and I'm totally guilty of this. I don't have spare weekends. My weekends this last 12 months have been getting my engine together and in the right spot to take it to the couple of events that I had planned to 12 months in advance. So there's no spare weekends, but if someone's organising a rally and it's local and they need feet through the door, make an effort and get there, because it means it's going to happen next year. As simple as that, probably. Go and do it. Anyway, I had sort of thought, now this is all very conjecturatory and all that sort of stuff. I had sort of thought that I would get to Great Dorset next year. If they're going to run it in 2024. I don't believe they will. There might be one the next year. Whether I'm going to get to the UK or not this year, I'm not sure. I look at the dollars it's going to take to get there and the spare time out of my year, and I think there's so much more I can do here with what I've got and have our own little show. But we'll see. It won't be going to. It doesn't look like I'll be going to Great Dorset this weekend. This year anyway. I don't think there'll be a 2024. Anyway, all those depressing things. But get along and support something. If something's local and it's got steam engines, or if it's got historic vehicles or whatever, something you're interested in, get along and support it. Get in the door, pay the entrance fee, buy some lunch, get talking to people. Someone says, hey, here's a bag of rags and a bottle of brass, so does anyone want to do some polishing some brass? Get in and do it, because there's opportunity that'll lead to other things and it might be fun. There we go. So while we're at it this weekend, anyone want to polish some brass? But I wouldn't do that to anyone. Tea and biscuits, it's I would like to be away for a month probably, because there are things that I would like to do. I'd really like to go up the Llangollen Canal to through Wales on a narrowboat. I'd really like to do that. That's on the list. I'd like to go to Beamish Steamgar, maybe if I go next year. And a long way to go to watch a kettle boil. There are things in London and around I'd like to do. I'd very much like to tie the end of it into probably a signwriting course of some sort with someone, David Kinniston or Joby Carter, someone like that. I've got friends all over the UK that I'd like to catch up with. I'd like to go and see John Mills up at Newcastle on Tyne. They're all things I'd like to do, but I know time will be short, so I really didn't even know if that's going to be a trip. But if it did, it'd be awesome. Need someone to travel with me. But I'm, at this point, probably just going to yeah, well, I've got to spend some time in Wales. There's a trouble, and that's a fortnight. At this point, I've got projects to do on the roller. I'd like to get rubber on the roller, and this trip that I'm talking about now, whether it works or not, would pay for rubber tyres all around the roller, and that would be a pretty sound investment. So that's where we're at. Absolutely go to Kilcaldy Testing Museum. There we go, David. This is a must, right? It's something that no one knows about. It's pretty much awesome, to be honest. It's interesting if you're interested in metals testing, hardness testing, and stress testing and destruction testing of some crazy structures worldwide. They all went through that shed. Things like the Eiffel Tower and the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Forth Bridge and the San Francisco Bridge, things like that. They were all tested at Kirkcaldy Testing Works. So that's worth a look. You can put rubber on the front roller? Yes. If you have a look around YouTube and around Facebook and so forth, there's two schools of thought. There are people that actually have put rubber on the front of a roller and people who haven't. They're the two schools of thought. Yes, I've absolutely been, David. Really good day out. Excellent day out. Really enjoyed it. Well, that's why they started the testing works, I think, is because things like that happened. Yeah, two schools of thoughts on putting rubber on the front of a roller. One is that the people who've never done it say, why would you? And the people who have done it say it's the best thing they ever did. So at this point, I'm sort of with the school of it's the best thing you could ever do. So I'd like to put rubber all around. It could do with a little, probably 3/4 of an inch thick, or an inch thick on the rough front roll. And it could do with inch and a half or something on the back rolls. London Bridge probably was timber back then, but destruction testing at Kirkcaldy is pretty interesting. And it's not all that long ago. There are things like Opera House sections and all sorts of interesting things. Yeah, it's burnt down a couple of times, Dan. A couple of times. They keep having fires. The Yeah, I'm not an expert on that. So yeah, I would like rubber all the way around. And of course that means painting, and it also means taking wheels and bearings out and checking everything through, which really needs doing. So I would like that to happen this next coming year. We'll see how we go. Anyway, rubber all around the roller sounds like a really good idea, and that's what we're going to do. It seems to vulcanised on. It's a pretty good job. Something you only ever want to do once in your lifetime, though. Apparently, it's fairly expensive. So, take care. Thanks again, Canberra. You have fun. Yeah, rescue some livestock, and join in again because we really enjoyed chatting. And drop us a line somewhere wherever you see us, and tell me about TPU coefficients. Anyway, That's probably about it, to be honest. I think we've probably well got it covered. I've talked myself silly. I don't know if I've really achieved anything or should have shared anything. The big highlights this week, I guess, were the amazing flat belt that I've got on my lathe. The fact that I'm only working 2 days this week, and today was one of them. And the fact that we've got a road run this next weekend. And the fact that we got the steamroller back in steam. And the fact that Fridge has bought a saw bench and I've got in the back of the van. So take that down. Anyway, I probably should get going and run out to there and organise some crap so that I can throw the mattress in the morning and not actually get damaged. But David, I'll talk to you sometime about that testing museum. You should go and check that out. That's awesome. If you're interested in metallurgy and materials testing, it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure it's for everyone. It's a very specialist museum, but it's worth a look. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Dan. I didn't realise you were home. I didn't say that. It's not open every day. You've only got to pick a day that there's a volunteer there. It's not particularly structured. You'll get a tour. I mean, if you go there, I think it's probably more difficult to get out of a tour than actually get on a tour. And everyone who volunteers there is absolutely passionate about the subject. And if there are volunteers there, they'll let you through and they'll give you a bit of a look through. Absolutely. It's pretty interesting. And if you're in London, anyone who's in London, the Kirkcaldy Testing Museum is kind of a bit of industrial archaeology history that no one knows about, and it's kind of cool. Anyway, take care, guys. I'm out. Be kind to each other. Many thanks, and I'm going to try and shoot a movie or a video this weekend to put on YouTube. We'll see how we go. Be kind to each other, and I'm out.